Hey guys, what's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Duality 7X. I'm Shiraz. I want to get right into this, guys. I want to talk. This came out of left field. This came out of nowhere. First of all, I want to apologize for not posting regularly. I was away. There was a few family-related things that I also had to take care of. But listen, guys, we're back and let's get going here, guys. So, like I said, this just kind of came like a slap out of the sky, guys, and it has to do with Jake Paul. It has to do with MVP, Most Valuable Promotions, and and the PFL, the Professional Fighters League, guys. They've officially merged. Now, I was following the story because not too long ago there were rumors about potentially the UFC and the PFL coming together in some kind of a merger acquisition, but Dana White kind of squashed that right away. And then like this just kind of came out of nowhere. And so I mean, if it plays out the way it does, we could be looking at perhaps one of the biggest shakeups in MMA history since the UFC bought Strikeforce many years ago, if you guys remember that. Now, before everybody jumps into the comments saying they're never going to catch the UFC, let's just hold on for a second, guys. I'm not saying you got to slam the brakes on this one, but let's just try to break this down. Let's talk about what this means because look, here's what happened. Now, both companies made the announcement on social media. They confirmed that MVP and PFL, both of them, all right, confirmed that they're going to be joining forces under the MVP banner. Now, their goal, it's quite simple. Their goal is to combine boxing, MMA, premium live events, athlete development, and global media into one organization that subsequently puts fighters first. Now, I love that. Anytime I get an opportunity to hear that fighters are being put first, their rights, I mean, the fighters are the foundation of any combat sports organization. I mean, it's the epitome of what we talk about here on this show. Without fighters, we have no show. Okay, we have no content, and so obviously they're talent, and they should be treated like talent. But there's been a lot of fighters who've been coming out as of late talking about how they've been kind of underestimated or they're not being treated fairly, they're not getting paid what they should get paid. And listen, guys, I mean, a lot of these fighters, you know, I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but rightfully so. I think all of those grievances, all of those concerns are warranted. A lot of fighters don't have long, lengthy opportunities to stay in the profession for obvious reasons, but they do want to capitalize and maximize the most that they can because they're foregoing an opportunity to work in, say, a professional environment like an 8 to 4, a 9 to 5, or whatever, to follow their dreams. Now, I get it, that's up to them, that's the risk that they take, but at the same time, there are a lot of things that these fighters are talking about that does kind of make people think a little bit about what's actually happening. So, according to Ariel Helwani, the PFL will eventually transition into the MVP MMA brand over the next few months. Now, the company will be led by none other than Jake Paul and his partner Nakisa Bidarian, while John Martin will become the CEO. So this isn't just a partnership, guys. This is a complete merger. So the big question that everybody's asking is, so what does this actually mean for the MMA roster or for MMA fans as per se? Because I mean, the fans, they're kind of there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of excitement, and there's a lot of people who are, cautiously optimistic about what's all going on. But at the end of the day, they want their questions answered, right? So what does this mean for the fans? Well, first of all, the PFL already has a legitimate roster. All right. They've got world champions from like former Bellator champions, rising prospects. They even have some recognizable names from around the world. And on the other side, you've got MVP, and they've been building a lot of momentum in boxing. They've already dipped their toes into MMA. If you guys remember the last card that happened not too long ago with their first event earlier this year. And those, like, I mean, these two worlds are starting to come together. And this is where things get really, really interesting. Because for years, guys, for years, we've talked about how the UFC really hasn't had a serious competitor in North America. I mean, there's been Bellator, we get it. We had one championship. I mean, one championship is still there. We've, got PFL, which is now merging into MVP. I mean, but none of them have consistently challenged the UFC's dominance, right? And so this merger could finally address a lot of those questions, address a lot of those gaps, and kind of change that as well too. So maybe, right? I mean, we got to keep our expectations realistic as well too. It's the world of combat sports, guys. Anything can happen, but the UFC still has they've got the big show. They've got the big tickets. They've got the big, deep roster and some of the biggest stars on the planet, right? They've got the pay-per-views, they've locked down the broadcasting, the networks, they got some of the biggest TV deals that are out there, some of the strongest brand recognition globally, anywhere in mixed martial arts, guys. That's hands down. And now Dana is trying to build the same with Zuffa, and trying to get boxing under the same kind of ecosystem that he designed for the UFC, and he's working on it. Now it's not going to happen overnight, but he's starting to get there. And a lot of these smaller outfits and other organizations are starting to see this, and they're going to really weigh in on this merger between PFL and MVP, because I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of other promoters and other organizations might want to jump in as well too, understanding that this could be their opportunity to continue to stay afloat, if not alive, in the world of combat sports that's continuously changing before our eyes. So this could mean better contracts, it could mean higher pay. I mean, when like more negotiating power perhaps for the fighters. Maybe even there could be some exciting opportunities for athletes who don't necessarily want to sign with the UFC, but they want to try their hand perhaps maybe at something new and something different with a different promoter. This could be their outfit, right? So I mean, if there's like another organization capable of putting together, like, I don't know, high quality fight cards and paying fighters really well, then honestly, at the end of the day, guys, everybody wins, right? But now let's talk about the Jake Paul factor here, because I mean, whether you love him, whether you hate him, uh, I mean, you have to admit that, Jake's kind of helped change the narrative a little bit. He's kind of changed the conversation, especially when it comes to the world of combat sports. He's also created some of the biggest, uh, the biggest boxing events, over the past few years. He's continuously trying to challenge the status quo, and that status quo is being dominated by a lot of these promoters, a lot of these competing organizations for many different, for many years, guys. But he's trying to do something, and with his partnership with Nakisa and working with a lot of other fighters that are out there. I mean, he's trying to create some big waves, big moves, and he's even becoming even a bigger player in the world of MMA business. So some people they're going to roll their eyes at Jake, and others are going to say, well, this is the kind of out of the box thinking that we'd like to see, and perhaps maybe we need to give this guy an opportunity. I don't know. Personally, I think the real test is going to start now, right? I mean, running a successful MMA promotion is something completely and entirely different, right? The question is, can they build stars? Can they continuously sell out arenas? Can they put together must-watch fight cards? Right? Are they is Jake and Nakisa and his partners and all the invested, anyone who's got an invested interest in the organization, and uh, some of the higher ups in PFL that are going to be joining on to this new venture, are they going to be able to attract elite free agents away from the UFC? I mean, just look at it. Dana has been able to attract some very elite boxers away from, like, say, Matchroom Boxing, um, Eddie Hearn, and from some other outfits as well too, right? I mean, he just signed Shakur Stevenson. He's got Connor Ben. He's got some fights that are coming up as well too. He's got his hand and so many different things. So this is going to be a big test, guys. But from what I'm hearing, right? uh, According to the reports, PFL, right? Their the name itself is going away. And when I talked about PFL is just going to really go under the umbrella of MVP promotions, they're taking a big risk here. They're taking a big chance, right? Because I mean, PFL has some incredible talent and it's starting to gain some notoriety. A lot of people are looking at the PFL as a legitimate or organization in combat sports. But for them to dissolve that name and to go strictly under the umbrella of MVP is a big commitment. And that just tells you how all in all of these invested, like, stakeholders and people with any kind of invested interest into this merger are thinking and what they feel right now. Of course, it's going to be nerve-wracking. It's going to be a little stressful in the beginning, and things are probably not going to go so smooth in the beginning. But it's a big commitment, a big responsibility. But these guys are all in. They're full partners, guys. But time will tell. Time will tell what exactly is going to happen. The most important thing is they should do something in a way where it doesn't confuse fans. That's it, guys. I mean, they could have some really entertaining events. I mean, look, let's be honest, guys. I mean, the more high level MMA we get, the better it's going to be for all of us, right? Because I mean, it's just more entertainment for all of us, right? Now, I don't know necessarily if MVP MMA is going to take the top billing in this. If they're going to be able to overtake a huge like juggernaut like the UFC. Um, but if they continue to take away some of that business, some of that excitement, that momentum, like they did in their last couple events, then it's really gonna start to make things pretty interesting, right? Um, yeah. So I mean, I do think this merger has a potential to become the clear number two promotion in North America. Absolutely. But if they execute the business side correctly and continue to sign top elite talent, invest into production, uh, consistently deliver on cards, they could be a legitimate alternative, guys. And honestly, that's something that the MMA has needed for a long time. And this is definitely probably one of the biggest business stories we've seen in combat sports. Now, the pressure is going to shift from making announcements to essentially delivering results. And this is where I expect Jake and Nikisa to really step out of their comfort zones and to take the bull by its horns. But now I want to hear from you guys. Do you think that Jake and MVP MMA can be a real threat to the UFC? This is what I want to hear from you guys. Or is this just another headline that won't change much in the long run? Drop your thoughts and comments, guys. Look, I know this is going to divide the MMA community, and it's going to rile up a lot of boxing fans as well too, because of some of the folks that are involved, with Jake Paul being one of them. But I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your comments, and let's have a debate about this, guys. So if you enjoyed today's breakdown, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to Duality 7X. Turn the notifications on so you never miss any of the biggest stories in MMA, boxing, and wrestling that I have to deliver for you guys. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Let's go, guys.